You can start.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. So we are here to talk to 5:40 to 42. The title would be Creation Continues. Let's start with the prayers first. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tupadikam Tam Shri Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sagaradavanathan Tam Sadivam Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Saganapalita Shri Vishakhanutamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya cha kripa sindhuva eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Hare Krishna. Okay. Let me share my screen and then we'll start reading the verses and the translation. Then we'll talk a little about what is being said here. Okay. So this is these are verses, second canto, 5th chapter, 40 to 41. So these are in together here, and then there is one more verse behind this. So 42. So what we'll do is we'll read these 40 to 42, and then I will try and speak a little about whatever the gist of it, because there is a lot that can be spoken about these, but I will speak a little bit whatever I could understand from this. So this is what Srila Prabhupada writes in these verses 40-41. Tatkatyam chatalam klaptam rupyam vitalam vibho janubhyam sutalam suddham jangabhyam tu talatalam mahatalam tu gulfabhyam prapadabhyam rasatalam patalam padatalatala iti lokamaya puman. We'll read the synonyms given by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Tat, in his. Katyam, waste. Cha, also. Atalam, first planetary system below the earth. Klaptam, situated. Urubhyam, on the thighs. Vitalam, the second planetary system below. Vibho, of the Lord. Janubhyam, on the ankles. Sutalam, the third planetary system below. Shuddham, purified. Jangbhyam, on the joints. Tu, but. Talatalam, the fourth planetary system below. Mahatalam, the fifth planetary system below. Tu, but Gulfabhyam, situated on the calves. Prapadabhyam, on the upper or front portion of the feet. Rasatalam, the sixth planetary system below. Atalam, the seventh planetary system below. Padatalatala, on the bottom or soles of the feet. Iti, Tat, Lokamaya, full of planetary systems. Uman, the Lord. Translation by Srila. My dear son Narad, know from me that there are 7 lower planetary systems out of the total 14. The first planetary system, known as Atala, is situated on the waist. The second, Vitala, on the thighs. The third, Sutala, on the knees. The fourth, Talatal, on the shanks. The fifth, Mahatala, on the ankles. The sixth, Rasatala, on the upper portion of the feet. And the seventh, Patala, on the soles of the feet. Thus, the Virat form of the Lord is full of all planetary systems. Purport. Let's read the purport. It's a longer purport, but not that long. Modern enterprises, the astronauts who travel in space, may take information from Srimad Bhagavatam that in space there are 14 divisions of planetary systems. Situation is calculated from the earthly planetary system, which is called Bhurloka. Above Bhurloka is Bhuvarloka. The topmost planetary system is called Satyaloka. These are the upper 7 lokas or planetary systems. And similarly, there are 7 lower planetary systems known as Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Pataloka. All these planetary systems are scattered all over the complete universe, which occupies an area of 2 billion times 2 billion square miles. The modern astronauts can travel only a few thousand miles away from Earth, and therefore their attempt to travel in the sky is something like child's play on the shores of an expansive ocean. The moon is situated on the third status of the upper planetary system. And in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we shall be able to know the distant situation of the various planets scattered over the vast material sky. There are innumerable universes beyond the one in which we are put, and all these material universes cover only an insignificant portion of the spiritual sky, which is described above as Sanatan Brahmaloka. The Supreme Lord very kindly invites the intelligent human beings to return home back to Godhead in the following verse of Bhagavad Gita 8:16. Abrahma Bhuvanal Loka Punar Avartino Arjuna Mam Upetya tu Konteya Punar Janmana Vidyate. Beginning from Satyalok, the topmost planet of the universe, situated just below the eternal Brahmaloka, as described above, all the planets are material, and one situation in any of the many material planets is still subject to the laws of material nature, namely birth, death, old age, and disease. But one can get complete liberation from all the above mentioned material pangs when one enters into the eternal Brahmaloka, Sanatan atmosphere, kingdom of God. Therefore, liberation, as contemplated by the speculative philosophers and the mystics, is possible only when one becomes a devotee of the Lord. Anyone who is not a devotee cannot enter the kingdom of the Lord. Only by attainment of a service attitude in the transcendental position can one enter into the kingdom of Godhead. Therefore, the speculative philosophers as well as the mystics must first of all be attracted to the devotional cult before they can factually attain liberation. We'll read the second one as well, then we'll try to talk about it. Srila Prabhupada gives a lot of, he summarizes all this very nicely. 542, 542. Burloka kalpita Padhyam Bhuvarloko Asya Nabhitaha Swarloko Loka Kalpito Murdhana Iti Valoka Kalpana. Synonyms. Bhurloka, the entire planetary system from Patal to the earthly planetary system. Kalpita, imagined. Padbhyam, situated on the legs. Bhuvarloka, the Bhuvarloka planetary system. Asya, of the universal form of the Lord. Nabhita, out of the navel abdomen. Swarloka, the higher planetary system, beginning with the heavenly planets. Kalpita, imagined. Murdhana, from the chest to the head. Iti, thus. Va, ether. Loka, the planetary systems. Kalpana, imagination. Translation. Others may divide the whole planetary system into three divisions, namely the lower planetary systems on the legs up to the earth, the middle planetary systems on the navel, and the upper planetary systems, Swarloka, from chest to the head of the Supreme Personality. Purport. The three divisions of the complete planetary systems are here mentioned. 14 are imagined by others. That is also explained. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports of the second canto, 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Cause of All Causes. Okay. We'll go back to the previous page and try and decipher. So this is an explanation like we have been hearing about creation. So this is this is Lord Brahma telling Narad Muni, giving explanation of how the entire planetary system is situated. Now we are so insignificant in that sense. Our intelligence, our understanding is so insignificant. Now it's like a product demonstration where something, a new phone or a new device, a new invention comes in. Now whoever is the knower of that device or the product, they talk about the product, they explain it. These are the features, these are the components. So for example, I go in and somebody is explaining a new phone. Now I don't have to open the phone to see everything. Oh, there is the RAM and there is this space and screen is visible, but then what kind of chip is there? I mean, I understand whatever that person is telling because that person knows about it. Similarly, here Lord Brahma is telling Narad Muni that, look, this is how this imaginary form of Virat Rupa is, of the Lord is, and the planetary systems are situated like this. And this is how at different levels they are. Now our situation, or somebody who tries to open everything and see, is like our scientists are trying to open everything. Some of us are very curious, right? So we try and open the phone also. A new device comes in, you try and open it. Okay, where is the RAM? Where is this the space and all that? So similar is the case with our scientists. So given whatever facilities we have or the scientists have, they try and explore what is by their own intelligence, try and go few thousand miles, and that becomes an achievement. There are all these projects, right? You would have heard about Mars One and all that. And people are selling land on Mars because somebody told them that we will have a colony on Mars, we will have apartments, people can live. Why don't you do some investment, buy something there? It's all based on whatever little scientists would go. They, after so much effort, they reach one planet, and then they are talking of all this. Now the crux of this entire thing is that creator or Lord Brahma, he is explaining that this is how all these are. Now our thoughts or our inventions, scientific inventions, they are still on on our solar system at the same plane. They have not gone above or below. And the dimensions are also given. And it's 2 billion by 2 billion square miles. This is unheard of, and I don't think any, at least I don't remember or have read anywhere that our scientists have been able to define the dimensions of the universe. Say it's infinite and basically not able to define anything. So that becomes infinite. So these details are all given into our scriptures. There are things which go beyond our intelligence, our thought process. So the way to understand those things is read from those sources where those things are captured properly, rather than try and invent everything on our own. And that is what is happening. We are trying to figure out every single thing on our own, but we are not successful. Our situation, like here, I mean, Prabhupada explains, right? Our situation is like we are a very small, like an ant on a wall. Take analogy of an ant on a wall. So we are like that ant. So for us, if we go into one room, the room is so big that we don't know that there is a house and then there is a world around us, which is so big for the ant. That is our situation, and we are trying to decipher and understand everything on our own by our own intelligence, but it's not possible because there is limits to our capacity and limits to how much we can understand and how much we can decipher. Now, the best thing about Srimad Bhagavatam, as I understand, is that Arjun, he was there on the battlefield with Lord Krishna himself, and he asked, "Show me the Virat form." And Krishna showed him the Virat form, and then he could not see it. When he saw it, but then he was scared. So he asked him that, "Okay, show me your two-armed form, because I cannot even take the four-armed form." So that is how. So Arjun was lucky because he got to see the Lord. How we are lucky is it's all explained, the Virat form, which is the imaginary form of the Lord. It's all given in Srimad Bhagavatam, explaining where is the feet, what is there as feet, what is there as the navel, what is there in the head, all the parts. It's all mentioned here. So it's like we are so grateful. We should be so grateful, and because of Srimad Bhagavatam, that we are seeing, or at least trying to hear about what is the form of the Lord, the Virat Roop, even though it is in itself, they say it's an imaginary form, but still it gives an indication of what the form is and how big the form is. Even dimensions are mentioned. Our intelligence, it gets limited by a large extent on what we can think. We're trying to go to different planets. We are not able to understand things which are on the earthly planet itself. There are UFO sightings. People have recorded evidence of Portugal and so many other places in US as well. So many places UFO sightings are there. Now those things have been in research for a long, long time. Nobody understands how things go, how things come, and what these things are. But clearly, it's all given in our Bhagavatam. It says all these planets have their own inhabitants who are fit to reside on those planets. Just because we are not able to go beyond this does not mean there is nobody else. So those things are already defined in Srimad Bhagavatam. All those details are present. There is this Bermuda Triangle, right? Nobody knows the mystery around where things go. The aircraft goes above it, disappears. The ocean liners or sea vessels, they go, they disappear. But we have been, based on our so-called scientific advancement also, we have not been able to go any further. So the key to understand the Lord is not our own intelligence. That is a summary which is given here by Srila Prabhupada. He says that only by attainment of service attitude in the transcendental position can one enter the kingdom of Godhead. So it's not by speculative philosophers' mistakes or scientific inventions that one can understand the Lord, the creation. The way to understand it is take shelter of devotees and have a service attitude, learn how to serve the Lord through the process, and that is the only way in which we can learn. Our minds, which we have been given, are not so potent that we will understand all this. I think that was the summary that I understood from this. Anyone wants to add something? Please feel free to.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, very nice. Prabhuji, you were, explaining so nicely. I really enjoyed the class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Okay, so if there are no questions, probably we'll close the class. Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhuji, let's give another 30 seconds or 1 minute, and then we can. If somebody has a thought or a question.
They want to add something.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yesterday, Radha Kunja Bihari Prabhu asked about Kalpitaha. Right? Today, you also talked about that. So it is an imagination, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday, Radha Kunja Bihari's question was why Brahma is saying it is imagination. He could have told directly, right? So yesterday, I talked to Maharaj about this. So Maharaj said that it is said imagination because Prakriti is not, it is Avyakta and Vyakta. It is temporary in nature, right? So you cannot say not imagination. It is definitive. That means, sometime it will not be there. Okay. That's why it is an imagination from the impersonalist perspective. Okay. That's why Kalpitaha is used in these verses. Just wanted to give some comment on that.
No, this is good input.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful answer. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you also asked one more question that why Vishnu doesn't touch material nature. How come all the universes are there in his body? Right, another question. So, right, Prabhu?
Yeah.
So for that, he said...
yes, Prabhuji, correct.
Yeah, universes will not be there within the Mahavishnu's body. Only the Pradhana will be there. But Pradhana is also not directly in the Mahavishnu's body. It will be in the, Durga Mata, right? And all demigods will be in the Vishnu's body. So these universe will not be directly under in his body. That's what Maharaj clarified those 2 points. Are you okay with that, Prabhu?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Sure, Prabhuji. It's coming from the source, and it's also clear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I couldn't. When I was preparing, I couldn't think of this. So that's why yesterday I was not able to answer. Thanks for asking that question.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You want to ask Maharaj about it, which is good. Most of the time we try and figure out something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Prabhuji, if there are no other questions or discussions, can.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention. So with this, we complete the chapter.
Oh, Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Yeah.
Hari Bol. Okay.
So 2.6 from tomorrow onwards.
Cool. So wonderful.
Oh, next
Thank you,
one is
Prabhuji.
Purusha Sukta. Thank you, Prabhu. It was wonderful class.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
So can